Gender-based violence, or GBV, is violence against someone based on their gender. It is rooted in gender inequality and harmful attitudes about the roles of women and men in society. Because of this, women and girls are at much higher risk of GBV.
Ali from Palau, this is Ada Al, addressing issues on gender-based violence, gender equality, and sexuality, brought to you by Ministry of Human Resource, Culture, Tourism, and Development in collaboration with the International Organization for Migration. Ali, and thank you for joining us today. Our topic for today is female entrepreneurship. And to my left, I have Iris Polycarp of Me So Hungry. Yay! So Iris, for anybody that is, getting to know you for the first time or stumbling across your business through this interview, can you just give us a little backstory about yourself and how those bits and pieces of your life have led you up to your current career and business endeavors?
Okay, so I first started working at hibachi Japanese restaurant in Savannah, Georgia.
Sushi in Savannah, Georgia?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, very, very weird, but it was owned by a Japanese old man, and him and his brothers, they had like branches around the south side. And then so this was just a random day where I was looking for a job, and then that was like my last resort. So I went inside. Then the manager like interviewed me at that time, and then he hired me, and he said I could start 2 days after. So I went in and I started working as a cashier. So I was a cashier for 1 year, and then they moved me up to lineman. That's a food runner. So you scoop the food and you serve the people. That was like a level up.
From
so
cashier.
yeah, from being a cashier. And then I was inspired by the sushi chef. He was the only male chef at that restaurant. And so I would watch him every time that he rolled a sushi, and I asked the manager if I could ever be able to roll sushi like him, and he told me that females aren't allowed to make sushi.
Traditionally, they're not allowed to
yes. So I told him, I said, I'm from the islands. We make sushi like not inside out, but like for customs and stuff like that. But then he kept telling me that I couldn't and stuff. And just a couple months after, the manager promoted me as a manager for the restaurant. So from there, I was able to have a privilege to actually speak with the owner, the CEO and I asked, and I really begged him if I could. And then he gave me a chance, and so he told me that I have to go to Atlanta for training for 4 months. And that's where I started to learn how to. And so after that, I went back, and then I was a manager and the only female sushi chef there. So I was not a lineman anymore, and I was just there, just making sushi. And that I created a lot of different, a little bit of a taste of Palau and then stuff, and we start putting it on the menu.
Oh wow! So like from cashier to lineman to manager, and now sushi roller, and then implementing your ideas into the actual sushi items.
Yeah,
that's cool.
And so what really brought me back home was I had my daughter in 2016, and I thought moving back home would be a good opportunity for me to, find what I really wanted to do. Making sushi was not in my plan, or I never thought about it, just because it was just, I didn't go to school for it or anything like that, so I didn't think of it as like something that I could succeed from.
I see.
So I was here and I worked with my parents for 6 months, and then there was really nothing. Like, I'm just sitting there, like, I'm 33 years old and I'm sitting here working for my parents, whereas I can do something. So I spoke with my parents. I said maybe I should do like a magit. So I did market for 7 months, and then all the life savings that I had from the States, and I put it together what I made here. I asked my dad if I could buy a container to actually do a wagon, you know, more like them army style.
Let me take it back real quick, because you mentioned, like, you know, you decided to move back to Palau with your daughter, and I can only speak from experience. Like, it's tough moving, like having established something for yourself, I think. But you please share, you know, some insight. But it's tough, like having already established your life in the States, and then making that decision to move here when you know there's, like, you know, pay grade change, and, you know, the cost of living is different. So, like, what was your main reason for coming, and when you actually moved here and back with your parents, like, how did you feel about that? Because I was in a place where it was like I wasn't happy, wasn't satisfied, and was like, I gave myself a time limit. 1 year, you need to be out, you need to be doing your own thing or have your job secure. So, like, what really pushed you to move, and how was that transition for you?
Well, being in the States for 15 years and moving back, I wasn't not like sad, because I didn't really think about it. But then it was just me saying that I'm moving back home because I'm more comfortable. This is where I was born and raised. So I thought coming here, there would be a lot more resources. You know, you can find a lot of things easily, and things are more relaxed, rather than, you know, when we're in the States, you're always on the go. Timing is everything. Yeah.
Time is money, because you need to get the bills paid, otherwise you'll be evicted. Like, on a serious note.
Yeah. And so when I came back here after, like, not even 3 years, then I just felt like a potato couch. Like, you know, I'm just sitting there like, what am I doing with my life here? Like, you know, there's really nothing. I felt like I can't. There was no other way, rather than, you know, just working with my parents. So I had to make my own decision. I was so used to having my parents guide me and stuff like that. But then coming back here, I have my own place here, and they lived at, you know, our house. And that gave me a chance to really think about, you know,
what
I want, especially now that I'm a mom. Yeah, so it was just not really a planning. It was just an idea that I wanted to try. And for the first 2 weeks, everything was going well. So it just kept motivating me to keep doing magit. And then it was fun at the same time.
What kind, were you doing sushi as magit?
Yeah,
well?
I was, and then I do deliveries. So I would wake up early in the morning, and I start, you know, prepping and stuff. And then I get my daughter ready for school, and then I drop her off, and I come back and continue. And then I have to have the customers' food delivered by 1 p.m. So they pre-order, they order the day before, and then I write that, you know, their orders and their time. So the next day I would deliver personally.
But while balancing having a child.
Yeah.
What was like the that final jump, or like what pushed you to move from doing magit to actually like venturing into establishing your business in the food industry, like a brick and mortar?
I was looking at my kitchen space, and it's really small. So I'm like, I need more space for me to accommodate all these orders, because I felt like, you know, I was just doing it by myself. So there was a lot, and I was thinking, if I have enough money to get a container, I should just do that. That way it'd be easier. Even if it's by myself, it's fine. But then when I came up with this wagon thing, the issue with, you know, I don't know, the land or something.
Location.
Yeah, location was just hard. So
in like what way? Like it?
Well, if you have a wagon, you have to have like a place where you can place your wagon. But there's really no space for
within Koror.
Yeah, within Koror. And so my dad just gave me an idea. He said, you know, I suggest since this is my building, you can occupy the space up there, since it's, you know, vacant, that nobody's using it, but you still got to pay rent.
You gotta pay rent.
Yes, of course. Nothing's free.
Yeah, no, people would assume like, oh yeah, that's the Polycarp building, so of course she got that.
Oh,
but
no.
so you do actually have to pay rent to the location.
Yeah. Not as much as it should be, but you know, it's nothing's free. It's like you want it, you have to pay for it. You need to learn how to. That's how you make business. You spend money to make money.
Oh, I see. So when you took on this location that your dad mentioned,
it was a rundown building. Like it still is, but it's slowly trying to fix it up. But I used a lot of all the old tables and stuff. We sanded them, revarnished everything.
You DIY'd a lot of
everything.
the stuff?
None of the stuff I didn't spend money buying anything.
Wow, that's really cool actually, because there's so much overproduction of different things, whether it's household items or clothes, other things. So the fact that you can reduce, reuse, and recycle,
yes, exactly.
the 3 R's, that's really good. So you really put in your time and sweat into this location.
Yes.
Like what's the biggest motivation to continue like waking up every day and stay dedicated to the operation of your business?
Well, the time, the money, and the passion that I had to open this is my motivation every day. Because I feel like if I give up now, that's just a whole lot of. 2 years is a lot of time for me to have been open, and I don't want to just stop here.
What I say.
Even though there's days that I just told that it's like in 1 week I would have a customer for maybe twice a week, or sometimes there's no customers at all. And it's very discouraging. But then if you're not consistent, if you're not like, if you don't have customers and you choose not to open that day, and people are going to think that you're probably shutting down, so it's just
going to come less often.
Yeah, so I try not to let that happen.
Be consistent.
Yeah, I'm just assuming that maybe because of this pandemic and the PGST now, everybody's just kind of slowing down. So that's why when this PGST thing came up, I was like, no, I'm not going to apply for this, and I'm not going to do the PGST because, I want to stay the same. And I just want to make sure that even though we all get discouraged, it's just me and Roy, the other chef, and I tell him, because he gets bored in there, so I tell him, I say, we're going to make it, because now it's 2023, people are just getting adjusted to this new system, so we have to keep pushing, because if we can't make it here, we have to go out there and start doing something. Even if we have to do small maggots on each stores, we're probably going to start doing that as well.
I see.
Yeah.
So like in light of all of the stuff that's happened, post-COVID and the new tax reform, what have you guys done recently that like you said, doing small market in different stores? Like what, can you name a couple of locations that you guys have collaborated with?
Snack Shack, that's owned by one of our classmates, Whitney Joseph. You guys should check it out, because he does a lot of different maggot from different people. He asked me what was the best-selling item that we had, and I think he chose poke over the rolls, because the rolls could get soggy with the sauces on it. So I just told him, I said, poke would be better since you have a chiller. And it sold out pretty well. So that and Topside Mobile.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we can find you guys.
Yes, but then we stopped doing Topside Mobile because the sushis wasn't really, there's so much people doing maggot now, so it was just not enough time for just the both of us to do all that early in the morning. So I just told him, I said, we'll just do Snack Shack for now, and
go from there.
Yeah.
And there's more flights opening up now, so there should be a sea of people coming on in. What is, like, besides the customer base, what are like daily operation struggles that you've been able to overcome, if any?
Well, we're still like recovering. You know, we've had a lot of expense losses because we would over prep and then we don't have customers, and so we have to dispose them. And then with the price changes, of course, everything is expensive. So that's a lot of expenses that we. And then so now we're already we already know, so we don't prep too much, and we just see how the first hour goes, and then we start doing whatever people order that day. So we just do it slowly.
Like more catered to, like as they order, then
yes,
you prep accordingly.
I think we do a lot more caterings than we do with like regular
everyday in-shop orders.
Yeah,
like if you guys haven't yet, please go and check out Miso Hungry. Definitely the bomb, and they also have like alternative options, like what is it, the no rice roll?
Yeah, for people that don't eat rice. We have veggie rolls for vegetarians. You can customize your own sushi for, you know, whatever meat or whatever fish or shrimp or anything you want in there.
Any toppings.
You don't have to follow the menu. So just please, if you guys do order, let us know if you're allergic to seafood, because we do make sushis with shrimp and imitation crab. And if we use land crab, we let you know that it's land crab, because a lot of people are allergic to that. So, but everything is made fresh. So you, as soon as you order, then we make it and you pick it up in less than 10 minutes.
Nice. So what are some of your top selling rolls?
That will be volcano roll, shrimp tempura roll, caterpillar roll, the no rice roll, and the sushi bomb. That's like
wait, what? I have
sushi bomb is like, it only happens when we have like the avocado season. So we put poke, like the poke fish. We stuff the avocado with poke sashimi, and then the crab meat, and then we batter the avocado and deep fry and open.
What?
Yeah.
That does sound bomb.com. Oh my goodness. I'm going to have to try that
yes,
one. When is avocado in season?
It's already starting.
Okay, great. Because I was like, what? I've only just now heard about this.
Try it. You have to try it.
So Iris, like, I admire you for your just your perseverance, because I feel like it could be very discouraging with just the times that we're in right now, you know, inflation and the tax reform and, you know, flights just opening up and what. But I'm definitely inspired by your resilience to all these changes, and I just want to know, like, if you could give a piece of advice to any youth that are out there considering taking that entrepreneurial path. What are some words of advice that you can give or share with them?
Well, I would say, like, you know, if you know that you want to do something in life, like not sports or anything, but like more on a career side or something that you're interested in, even just like drawing or doing nails or makeup and stuff, you can always make something big out of it. Like if you put your heart into it, your mind. For me, from experience, to be honest, it's not easy. It's been roller coaster for me, and you know, friends know that. You know, sometimes I want to give up, but what would happen if I ever give up? You know, it's just a waste. So I'm trying not to cry, but yeah, it's hard, and I'm not gonna lie. And there's always gonna be bad days. There's always gonna be good days, but having bad days every day is not possible. So always think positive and keep pushing forward, because you would not want to waste your time just doing nothing with life, you know. It doesn't matter what age. I mean, I started when I was 33. It's never too late. And having fun out there and stuff, there's always time for that. But you got to think about your future. And if you have kids, that's very important. So, yeah.
Think about the long term.
Yes.
All right. So before we wrap up, I do have a couple more questions. And, you know, they usually say it's a man's world. So what have been some of the challenges as a female entrepreneur, if any?
My biggest challenge is, I would say, me just being my own man. I'm basically doing everything by myself. So I can't see myself having asking, you know, for help for, like, for example, like in basic stuff in general. But I've been doing it by myself, so it's kind of like, I guess my biggest challenge is me having to ask somebody else to help me, like, come and take my place and I can do this. Like, I don't really know how to explain it, but for example, I cannot leave Rokoy at the shop by himself. I have to be there.
What do you say? It's just that, because it's your baby. You know,
I don't feel good if he rolls the sushi and it does not look right to me. And I want it to be presented in the right way.
What do you say? And it's your brand. It's representing you.
And I want to make sure the area where he's making food is clean all the time. Because that's how I make it. So when I see it like that, I get very... I get very anxious and I start getting, you know, tense and stuff like that. But that's just me. And he already knows, so he makes sure he cleans everything. But I think that's about it. And yeah, trying to make it by yourself it's very hard. So it's been one of the biggest challenges I had to face this past year and this.
So you had mentioned in the beginning that you had some money saved up, and you know, you used that money to invest in yourself. Were there any particular challenges in actually starting your business here in Palau? And this is, I'm asking for myself and for anybody else who's also trying to go through the process, because I feel like it's kind of it takes that extra push to even go through all the legal processes through our government. So were there any challenges, and how were you able to, like, navigate through that to become official?
It was a very hard decision for me to make, because it was like, oh, these are the only budget that I have. And so it's either I spend it all to do this, or I back off and just do Magit for a little bit.
Because, like, Magit is more so like you get your health certificate and a number, and then you can just make food, right? And then distribute to different vendors. But
it was also a lot of time for me. I mean, not enough time for me to be doing that, because I have a daughter to take care of. So I had to, like, really sit down and think about it, and I decided that I should just, I'll take the risk and just do it. So that's exactly what I did. Everything that I had, I just spent it all on
investing in your business, investing in yourself.
Yes. So that's why it's so hard for me to even stop here. Even though it's hard, but I'm not,
You're gonna give up. That's great. Like, I feel like it can be discouraging, especially you mentioned, like, you're the backbone for yourself, as well as your business, as your daughter, and that's a lot to juggle. How do you keep yourself in that positive mindset to, like, continue to get up every morning? And
honestly, I'm not always like positive. Sometimes I wake up and I'm like, you know, I don't want to go to work or stuff like that. But then I have a routine every morning where I wake up and I get ready, and I have my daughter ready for school and I drop her off. And then I get in my car in front of Me So Hungry, and then I pray, and then I meditate. Yeah. And then I just talk to myself,
Just
you
kind
know,
of
trying to
clearing your
get my
thoughts.
mindset ready for that day.
Nice.
Yeah, and with no music, no anything, and I'm just sitting there like trying to hear myself every time, you know, all these negative stuff. Like I just try to
All the self-doubt.
eliminate all of those, and then just go up the stairs with like a clean heart and a clear mind.
Pure
Yeah.
intentions.
So
Yeah, and that's even that in itself is
yeah, it's
it can be
hard, but yeah.
So, for anybody that's wanting to come and check out your spot, Me So Hungry, and actually get a taste of what you guys are offering, the special rolls, where can they find you, and what are your contact information?
So you can find me at Malakal, and that is right across from Sea Passion. It's the orange building by the, it's like a dock, and we are on the second floor. Our opening hours is from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. The schedule might change, depend on the customer flow. And then we're open from Monday to Friday.
Monday to
And
Friday.
phone number is 488-MISO, M-I-S-O, 6476. 488-6476.
488-6476. All right. Well, thank you so much, Iris, for joining us here today and, you know, sharing your story. I hope that anybody that gets to see this will be inspired, because honestly, like, we need to grow the private sector for sure. If there's one thing that I notice is, like, there's just a lot of different services, whether it's food or others. There's a lot of services that we're lacking, and all it takes is someone to take initiative to you know, actually start their business in that field. Like, I see there's a lot of opportunity. So if you guys are outside of Palau tuning in, please bring your skill set home and let's contribute to the bigger picture.
Yes.
All right. Well, is there anything else you want to share before we go, or any last words from you?
No, I just thank you for this, and I hope everybody succeeds in their business. I see a lot of young people doing Magit, and our classmate Whitney just opened his shop, and he just started, and he's like, oh, can you how do we do this and that? And I'm like, you know, it's not going to be easy.
I see.
So he did say that it's a struggle now, but then I told him we have to keep pushing forward, because I mean, look at all these foreigners with their shops and stuff. They're still running. We can do it.
Yep, it's possible.
So, yeah.
Support local.
Yes.
All right.
Please.
Thank you guys so much for tuning
you.
in. And thank you, Iris. We'll definitely be stopping by the shop down in Malakal. And yeah, make sure you join us on our next episode. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.